Hello everyone, welcome to Becoming Lotus, where astrology, mysticism, and cosmic wisdom come together to illuminate our spiritual path. I am your host, Genevieve. Today we stand as a sacred threshold. This Virgo full moon and total lunar eclipse are not just a normal celestial event. They are a mirror reflecting what must be released and what is calling to be reawakened within us. Virgo is helping us to seek purification, clarity, and order, while Pisces, the opposite force, invite us into the vast unknown, surrender, and divine trust. This moment is amplified by Neptune's anaretic degree in Pisces, standing at 29 degrees, the final lessons before its transition into Aries at the end of March. With Pluto, Uranus and Saturn wave their influence together, urging us into transformation, and soon we will witness a solar eclipse in Aries, marking the true beginning of a new chapter. What does this mean for us? How do we navigate this time of endings and new beginnings? Let us explore together. What is happening at the cosmic stage at this moment? The eclipse season is upon us, and this month is extraordinary. We are witnessing a dance of celestial forces that demand our attention and introspection. The total lunar eclipse occurs with the Sun in Pisces at 23 degrees, opposing the Moon in Virgo. This alignment alone speaks of purification, healing, and the dissolution of illusions. But this full moon does not stand alone. In March 29, we have a partial solar eclipse. In between, Neptune, the planet of spirituality and divine dissolution, moves into Aries, a sign of new beginnings. Venus, the planet of love and relationships, is retrograde, guiding us inward, asking, what do we truly value? And Mercury, the messenger, follows suit in retrograde just 2 days after the eclipse, showing us how to slow down to the process to deal with this powerful shift. This is a month of intense recalibration, a time when the veils between past, present, and future dissolve, revealing the truth of who we are and where we are going. In March, we are in a karmic cycle, the ending, the great purge. This marked the end of a significant phase in a cosmic yoga cycle, a long period of separation, forgetting, and struggle under patriarchal paradigms of power over dynamics. But here's the truth. We are remembering. The flaring galactic center sent codes of awakening, activating dormant DNA, ushering us into our true luminous nature. With the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo, we are invited to let go of perfectionism, control, and fear-based structures. We are being asked to surrender to the divine current and trust that love is the real power that will move us forward. This is not a passive surrender, but an act of radical courage. And it is just like the myth of Isis, Osiris, and Set. Throughout history, we have seen the destructive force of power seeking. The narratives repeat itself from ancient myths like Set's betrayal of Osiris to the modern world's power struggles. This eclipse is a portal to break that cycle. In Egyptian mythology, Osiris was the just and benevolent ruler of Egypt. He was embodying the wisdom, fertility, and harmony. But his brother Set, driven by envy and a thirst for power, conspired against him. Set tricked Osiris into lying inside an ornate coffin, which he then sealed shut and cast into the Nile. With Osiris gone, Set claimed the throne, ruling throughout chaos and oppression. But the story did not end there. Isis, Osiris' devoted wife, and the goddess of magic would not accept this injustice. Through sheer will and wisdom and divine assistance, she retrieves Osiris' body. Using her sacred knowledge, she resurrected him long enough to conceive their son, Horus, the distinct avenger. Horus later confronted Set in a battle that spanned heaven and earth, symbolizing the eternal struggle between order and chaos, justice and tyranny. In the end, Horus reclaimed the throne, restoring balance. But Osiris did not return to the earthly realm. Instead, he became the ruler of the underworld, guiding souls through transformation and judgment. Why do some cling so desperately to control? Because power, in its distorted form, stems from fear. The fear of insignificance, the fear of vulnerability, the fear of mortality itself. Set's desire to dominate was not true power. It was fear disguised as ambition. True power is not control. It is surrender to love. As Rumi so beautifully said, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. This eclipse is illuminating those barriers. What are the fears, the wounds, the ancestral traumas that block us from fully embodying divine love? Can we let them dissolve in the purifying light of this lunar eclipse? First, we look at how the planets are guiding us. We have Neptune conjunct the Sun opposite the Moon, that is dissolving illusions, revealing spiritual truth, and calling us into compassion and unity. While Pluto, trine Moon sextile the Sun, is about transformation at the deepest level, breaking down old systems and empowering us to rebuild in alignment with truth. Uranus, on the other hand, trine the Moon sextile the Sun as well, the lightning bolt of insight, awakening us to a new way of being. Then we have Chiron and Aries, my favorite. They are forming the yacht with the Moon, the wounded healer and the goddess of disruption working together, forcing us to face our pain and turn it into strength. Then we have Venus and Mercury retrograde, the inner reflection on love, relationships, communication, and alignment with truth. While everything is pointing toward one thing, the transformation through love, let us look at this yacht formation. With the moon in Virgo at 23 degrees, what we call a finger of God, pointing to Saturn at 22 degrees and the Sun at 23 degrees in Aries. A yacht is a fated alignment, demanding deep introspection and a shift in consciousness. The great teacher Saturn asks us to take responsibility for our spiritual path, while the Sun in Aries ignites the fire of new beginning. Virgo influence reminds us of the importance of discernment, organization, and purification, not just in our external world, but in our inner temple. It governs the small intestine, pancreas, and digestive system, highlighting the need to process, assimilate, and release what no longer serves us. How do we nourish ourselves physically, emotionally, and spiritually? Virgo can also be rigid in its pursuit of perfection. This full moon reminds us not everything needs to be controlled. Life flows in divine order, even in chaos. Can we trust the process? Can we surrender to the unknown? With Neptune at 29 degrees, let's take a look how it is closing off a karmic chapter. Neptune, the planet of mysticism, illusion, and divine connection, stands at 29 degrees in Pisces, the final, the most potent degree, before shifting into Aries on March 30th. This energetic degree is like the last note of a song, the final lesson before a profound new cycle begins. It holds an intensity that demands attention, a moment of reckoning where the past dissolves and the future beckons. Neptune is the great dissolver, blurring boundaries and lifting veils. It dissolves what is false, yet it can also create confusions. Have we been holding on to illusion about ourselves, our relationships, or the world? Have we built dreams upon unstable ground? The veil is thinning, truth is rising. That which has been hidden beneath the currents is now surfacing. Pisces is the cosmic ocean, the dreamer, the mystic. As Neptune lingers at this final degree after 15 years, it is asking, what delusions must be released? What spiritual truths are emerging? This is a time for deep meditation, dream work, and listening to the soul's whispers. It is a moment when the unconscious become conscious, when illusions are stripped away so that we can see with clarity and divine sign. This degree also carries a very deep karmic weight. We are completing a cycle that began when Neptune first entered Pisces in 2011. To think back, what spiritual lessons have you learned in the past 13 years? What patterns are really to be released? This is a moment of completion and surrender. The past is dissolving, but we must allow it to wash away without clinging. With Neptune at 29 degrees, is also a powerful portal for heightened intuition, synchronicities, and divine guidance. Pay attention to dreams, messages, and signs from the universe. The spiritual realm is speaking loudly, offering insights and revelations that can guide our next steps. As Neptune moves into Aries, we will shift from the passive, fluid, dreaming state of Pisces into action of Aries. The spiritual visions we have cultivated must now be embodied. But first, we must surrender the illusions, cleanse the karmic residual, and prepare for this rebirth. What is calling to be released? What truth is knocking on the door of your consciousness? Let the water of Neptune wash over you, purifying, clearing, and revealing. Let go and trust that the currents are leading you exactly where you need to be. Briefly, of the solar eclipse in Aries at the end of March, that is the birth of a new beginning. On March 29, we will witness a solar eclipse in Aries. Eclipses are portals, gateway between timelines. Following the Virgo full moon, this one signals an activation, a cosmic rebirth. Aries is the warrior, the initiator, the fearless pioneer. This eclipse will challenge us. Are we ready to step into our power, to trust ourselves, to lead with authenticity? But before we can begin, the old must be released. This full moon is our cleansing, our preparation. The South Node in Virgo, trining Uranus at 24 degrees Taurus, offer us unexpected liberation from the past karma. The structures that once bound us are dissolving. What outdated roles, beliefs, and limitations are you ready to let go of? I will do a separate video later on regarding this solar eclipse. And finally, I would like to point out Pluto in Aquarius with the relation to Venus retrograde in Aries. Pluto at 3 degrees in Aquarius, it is a silent force in this lunation, but its presence is undeniable. The Lord of the underworld, like Osiris, is stirring the deepest shadows within us, bringing radical transformation at the most profound levels of consciousness. Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth, has begun its long journey through Aquarius, dismantling old paradigms and awakening the collective spirit. In this full moon, Pluto, whispering to us, are you willing to transform, to leave behind what no longer aligns with your soul's evolution? But he's not working alone. Venus retrograde in Aries is under his watchful eyes, guiding us to reconsider the foundation of our relationships, values, and desires. In Aries, Venus is bold, independent, and passionate, yet she stands opposite her ruling sign of Libra, the sign of harmony, partnership, and balance. The dynamic of one-to-one relationship is shifting. Do we love from a place of power, or do we surrender to the power of love? Are our relationships driven by ego, control, or unmet wounds? Or are they infused with authenticity, mutual respect, and spiritual alignment? Pluto demands that we face our truth. The relationships that do not stand on a foundation of integrity and transformation may crumble, while those built on real soul connection will be tested, refined, and strengthened. This is a reckoning, a moment of choice. Do we cling to outdated relationships dynamics, or do we allow Pluto's fire to burn away the illusions, revealing the raw, untamed truth beneath? I have some rituals and practice for this eclipse to teach us how to navigate this time with grace and intention. First of all, to write down about what fears or attachments needs to be released, what illusion has been shattered, what truth is emerging. Then we have a water ritual. As Pisces energy is strong, use water for cleansing. Take a bath with salt. Visualize all energies dissolving and invite clarity. Then a good breath work and meditation. Focus on heart center breathing. Imagine the galactic center pouring golden light into our crown, anchoring divine wisdom within us. The grounding practice, Virgo influence call us to reconnect with the earth, walk barefoot, tend to plants, or simply sit in nature and breathe. I believe this full moon is about the power of love and trust. It is a bridge between the past and the future, between the illusion and the truth, between fear and love. As the earth's shadow crosses the moon, it reveals our own shadows. But shadows only exist where there is light. As the light returns, so do we. We reborn, renewed, and aligned with our highest path. This is our time. This is our awakening. Trust, surrender, and transform. Thank you for sharing this sacred journey with me. If this message resonates, please share, reflect, and most importantly, live it. Blessing and love to you all. Until next time, from my heart to yours, Genevieve. Thank you.